Good to have you. Welcome. It's Thursday night. It's time to go to work. 254 in search of awesome sauce. This is COVID awesome sauce. My guest tonight is Miss Rachel Voss. You're gonna love her. I love her. I mean, I just do. Michaela blew in my ear about her, and we've been chatting, and I've been following her ever since. And I think she's bringing something to the table tonight that is going to blow the sides off of your brain box, you guys. It's going to really blow it up. I consider her new breed, new meaning post-COVID. You know, in the good old days a year ago, there's pre-COVID, and then there's COVID, and now we're coming into post-COVID. She's new breed. She continues to reimagine, reinvent. Top 1%er, in my humble opinion. Salon owner. Very much she understands digital marketing and branding. Salon leadership, she is just like grow. And she is the founder of Voss Salon Dallas. Also, this is part of her story. She'll tell you about Salon 5014. And another little surprise, I'm not gonna give it away, I'm gonna let her share it with you. Her coach, summit coach, is one of my faves, Michaela Baskerville, and that's how I was introduced to Rachel. Is Michaela reaches out and says, "Michael, you need to. I got somebody I want you to chat with," and so that's how we put it together tonight. Here's one of many reasons why she's on with me. She really kind of in 2017 with Voss, she's opens up a commission salon, and she'll tell you about that. 250, look where she goes in the next year. Cracks the mill. And then, no wait, there's more. Darn near doubles it again in 19 at one point, actually over 1.8, 1.840, give or take. And then, COVID comes to town and takes 2 months off of her calendar, and but she hits 1.7. You start rounding that out, and she's just fine. Her sales, she's trending. I've got a bet with her. I think she was saying it's 2.1, but I know I can do better. I said, let's chart it at 2.2 and see where you go. So she's really a heck of a role. When you look at the salon's metrics, they're very credible. I mean, the salon's average ticket for the salon is at $168. You look at a $62 woman's haircut, you do the multiple on that, and that's well over 3 times. So she is hitting it on all cylinders. Her brand it exceeds everything. So if you take her new business, which is 20%, you add it to her referral, which is 7, she is at 27% of all guest clients coming in our first time. That's right up there with unprecedented. I'm going to have to call Guinness Book of World Records tonight and tell them I think we got a new one for the boards. Cruising at 18 points on RTS, rebooks at 62%. So you can see she's in the game. She's going to tell us her story, so I don't want to take anything away from the story. But in essence, she high school 05, hair school 07, launches in 2015, and 2018 is when she comes to the summit and really kind of things start sharpening on her trajectory. If you're not following her on Instagram, I would. I follow her. I follow her 2 brands, and it's at Voss Salon Dallas. If you want to follow at Salon 5014, same on Facebook as well. The overwhelming majority of any referrals are really coming from that brand. So she's hitting it. All right. She's in my green room. I'm going to go get her. I'm going to get her talking about her story. She's got a great story. And then I'm going to see if I can get her to share some of her secret sauce with us. So give me a second to get the Wi-Fi gods cooking for me. And there she is. I'm going to unmute her, and you're going to give it up for one time, you guys. Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I know that you've had a big day.
Big day.
The ride you've been on has been nothing short of astounding. So kudos to you and congratulations on the work you're doing and with your people. And you got a lot of your fan club on tonight as well.
Oh, goody. Hello, friends.
Well, as you know, when I bring guests on the show, we always like to start with the story because there's something in the story that gives us vision and helps us to see the person behind the brand. And I just love your story. So tell us a little bit about who you are, how you got into this business and got to the place that you're at now. What was it like?
Yeah, so I think like most hairstylists, my parents were like, "Oh, don't you want to go to college?" And I didn't.
Yes.
I really didn't. I really wanted to do hair. So I did. I dropped out of college without telling my parents and enrolled in cosmetology school with a credit card. So I told them at Thanksgiving. So that's really where it started.
So I didn't have that part of the story. So you secretly drop out of college, enroll in hair school with a credit card, and then drop the bomb at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so I didn't sign up for classes the next college semester. And just told them at Thanksgiving. Surprise! It was great. But I had always talked about going to hair school. And junior year of high school comes around and it's like, "Oh, where are you gonna go to college?" And my parents were asking me the same thing. And I said, "Wait, I've been telling you guys that I want to go to hair school for forever." And they were like, "Just please go to college first." So I did. I tried it. It was not for me. I really, really wanted to go to hair school. So I did, and I loved it. It was like, those are my people. That was where I belonged. I never really felt like I belonged in college or like.
How long did you go? How long did you go to college? Like, because
they said
2 semesters, and then that's it. I pivot, and I'm gonna go to hair school. I've got a couple of salon owners saying, "I already love you."
Yay, my people. So I found my people. So I actually really got along with people who I worked with, or the director of the school. I went to the Aveda Institute, and so I ended up moving to Dallas. Worked at a commission salon. Built really quickly. Loved it. Loved my boss. She was great. They were a little sticklers on schedule. So it was like, okay, we've got 20 chairs. So we need 20 stylists and they need to work open to close every day. So we needed to work 55 hours a week. It was great. I was making great money. But I was so tired by the end of the week that it didn't even matter. I was like, my time and my schedule flexibility meant more to me than what I was able to do there. So I ended up going to booth rental, switched to a booth rental salon. And what I found there was, I was like, okay, now there's no structure. And the owner was, again, really great person. She didn't do hair, and she didn't get it. Like, us hairstylists, like, we're a different breed. Like, we are human, but we are a different type. So I asked her, "Would you be interested in selling?" And she said, "That's so weird that you asked." Yes. So I think, so I bought her salon from her. And then a year later, so that was booth rent. So then a year later, opened a commission salon. Because I love the booth. I love my booth renters. I love them. Most of them, when I purchased the salon 5 years ago, are still with me. I love them. I really want to help stylists, and I felt like in order to do that, I needed to have a commission salon. So I opened up a commission salon as well, and I went to Summit. And boom.
Yeah, you first of all, congratulations. I mean, that's a great on-ramp. You know that for people to get invited to this conversation tonight, their trajectory has to be almost like they're going ballistic as you're going. But the few hundred interviews that I've done, there's always these points that something happens, and as you said, boom. And that tipping point, that turning point was Summit, and then Michaela, your coach. Talk about that, because that was a big difference maker.
Okay, so I went to Summit, and basically what Summit taught me was systems that take place whether or not I am in the salon. So I definitely felt a little bit handcuffed to my businesses when I first opened them, because I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm not here, it's willy-nilly. And so the systems and implementing the systems, and really with what Summit taught me as far as the front desk tracking, the front desk earning bonuses, and the stylist earning promotions based on service sales, retail sales, and pre-booking, that really made a lot of sense for me. It was like every salon I'd worked at before, the front desk and the stylist always kind of, went at it. And now it's like, oh wait, they have the same common goal. Who knew?
What a concept. How long has this been going on?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So there were some big OMGs that happened to you as you kind of sat in, because when you go to Summit, you're like sequestered from life for like 4 days or 5 days, whatever it is. And so they immerse you in that. You see that. When did you hook up with Michaela?
So in 2018, I went to Summit, I think November 2018. And then I think my first meeting with her was maybe January 2019. And I mean, it was so hard going to Summit and wanting to implement all these changes right away, and changes for the better. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, we are so totally doing things wrong. Not for me. I mean, it was a benefit for the stylists and myself to make these changes. So when I met Michaela, we kind of just hit the ground running, and that first year was tough. I don't think I have anybody still at the salon who was with me that first year. The stylists are afraid of change.
Right.
And even though it's good for them, even though it's good for them, it's like, I promise, I'm going to hold your hand. We're going to do this. It's difficult for them. But I think Michaela helped me get through that.
Yeah.
Get through the heartbreak of, oh my gosh, this is like it's like you're like my child. Like, I've helped you do all this, but getting over that and then realizing, okay, it's okay. It's okay. Like, we've got a great company, and I wanted to build a company of people who were like-minded. And once I went to Summit and understood what I wanted to implement, then I knew what I wanted. And it was kind of like, even if, if you're not on board, that's okay. I still love you, but this is what we're doing.
Yeah, your point there, and you and I were chatting about this a little bit before coming on tonight, that transition where when people leave, there's loss, and it's grief, there's grieving in it, but after you there's something that happens. We still love our people, but it's like, well, a part of this just comes with the turf. Mm-hmm. So and then once we kind of cross over that Rubicon, the experience is not a joyous experience, but it's one of grace. You just accept it, and they get on to the next level, and so do you, and there's kind of like a c'est la vie.
Yeah, like, you're okay. It's okay. We're growing, and we're wanting to help you grow. And if you're ready to move on, that's okay. But we got to keep going. The bus is moving.
Yeah. So you've come a long, when you really look at 2017 to now and what you're trending to do, I mean, that to me looks like a 15 to 20 year movement inside of about a 48-month window. What's it like now for you as a person, a leader, and you've got a lot of cool stuff going on. So how has this changed you?
It's incredible. I think just seeing my people grow has been, honestly, it's been everything. I tell them all the time, I do not want to grow alone. That is not fun. I want to grow with them. And so it's been incredible. Seeing them grow. And I had a stylist text me. She's like, Rachel, I don't even know what to do. I'm making so much money. I don't even know what to do with myself. I said, oh my God, I don't know what to tell you.
So she's saying she's in a place where I'm making more money than I ever imagined making, and
I think she's 24. 24.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what to do with myself. This is crazy. I'm like, yeah.
Well, next for you is, one of your next, I know that you're going to share, but the other is your people, if they hang out with you, you went from growing people to a living. Now the on-ramp is, I'm going to start growing millionaires for life, because it's like when you start moving into six-figure income, if you're managing that properly over time, boy, in addition to a livelihood, you built one hell of a net worth. So good for her.
Yeah, at our last, so we have our monthly staff meetings, and at our last staff meeting, we had a financial advisor on our call. Like, we do it on Zoom. We kind of do everything on Zoom now. It's just so much easier. But we had a financial advisor on the call, just making sure that the stylists are doing what they need to be doing to set up for their, secure financial future. And I always tell them, your secure financial future is so important to me. So as a company, we, contribute to the 401k, and
wow. This is front page news to me. So kudos to you. That's like big. I
just think it's so important for them to really have a secure financial future. And, if you're going to say that, you got to help them, you
right.
have to make sure they're doing that. So yeah, I truly think that's really important. Yeah.
And then you told me right before coming on that the newest piece of news, and I said, are you going to share it with my community? And you said, sure. So what's the newest piece of news?
Okay, so we're opening another salon location in about 6 weeks. So we're under construction. We're revamping, and so we're opening another location. So that's our exciting news. Hopefully July 1st.
Nice. And I think you said to me that was a pre-existing. Did it go out of biz and COVID, and you kind of renegotiated stuff and were able to kind of walk into
unfortunately, he lost a bunch of stylists during COVID. Wasn't able to pay rent, and I think the locks were changed. And so they were looking for a new operator, and one of my product reps told me that. So I reached out, and so we negotiated that lease. We signed a new lease, negotiated that about 6 weeks ago.
Nice. And so you're thinking that you'll turn the key on that sometime over the summer, or like when?
We're renovating right now.
Got it.
We're putting the Voss touch on it.
All right. Well, I want to get you talking a little bit about what you're doing that's fueling the growth. Like if I said secret sauce or keys to your success, what are one or two of them that you would say, oh yeah, this is definitely difference makers for me because I'm engaged in this best practice. This is greasing the wheels. Chat a little bit about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say number one was when I attended Summit, and it just opened my eyes to just how to not feel like you are an inmate in your salon.
Right.
So just kind of removing the shackles and being like, oh my gosh, I don't have to come in here feeling stressed every day. I can come in here and it can be fun. And so I love going to work every day. I love it. I don't take clients. So a lot of times people are like, what do you do when you come in? I'm like, I don't know. I just do whatever I want to do. It's great. So I love Summit. I love my coach, and she's become a great mentor and friend. And I mean, just even COVID, we were not able to get a PPP loan for other conversation reasons. And we like survived and thrived. So That was all Michaela.
Right, right. And
Thank the Lord.
I didn't
And
tell,
Michaela.
I didn't tell you this, but late last night, I had this, I texted Michaela, and she knows that you and I are chatting tonight, and I said, so what would you say is one of the things that you see Rachel doing that's kind of nitroglycerin on the bonfire? And she said, oh my God, what those guys do with new people, that she calls them newbies or newest and associates, is amazing. So I have no idea what she was referring to, but that's what she told me. What is she talking about?
Okay, so we have like a whole system. So when we hire new people, we have the systems that I guess like we use the summit systems, but then we've created our own systems within the salon, and that's what's been really cool. So, for example, which some of you salon owners might feel me on this, we have a girl at the salon, and I had, given her the promotion of team leader, and she was terrible team leader, terrible. I don't know what the problem was. She was sassy with clients, sassy with stylists. She was terrible. I talked to Michaela and I said, I can't let her go. I love her. And Michaela said, that's just not the right role for her. She has a spot in your company. It's just not that. So now she's our social media and marketing guru. She does all of our social media. Our social media is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome, by the way.
She has created, so we kind of together created an influencer program that she manages. So we work with a lot of influencers in the Dallas community, and she kind of manages all that. That's our next interview. It's so good. But so I think letting my staff kind of, if they're a part of the company, I want them to show me where they shine. And then that's really what's made our company so great. I think that we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and we all kind of get to use our strengths.
Yeah, it sounds like as I'm listening, you go to Summit once upon a time to get a scaffolding, an infrastructure system, you build a culture, but now you're beginning to personalize that, find your own voice, and add other parts that synergize with the Summit piece. And of course, Michaela, that's kind of the cloth that she's cut from. So that is the secret sauce.
Yes.
I've got a couple of minutes left with you. And I wanted to get you chatting. It's an interesting, you're blowing up my page tonight. There's people saying they can identify with you and they're loving what you're pointing to, and it's very, very real. People are looking at, listening to you, identifying with you, but there's some people, the exception is you're in a place they're not at that place yet. They're in a place that you were a while back. And I call it, you kind of put them at the holy jumping off place. Do I take this jump and, walk through what she walked through or not? What might you tell them to kind of push them over the cliff to really walk through what you've walked through?
Okay, so I always wanted to be a hairstylist, and that was what I thought I was going to do. I loved it. I love my clients. And I thought, oh my gosh, my clients can't go to anybody else. They have to go to me. They have told me they will die if they don't go to, they will disappear off the face of the earth. And so after COVID, I lost a few staff members, including our operations manager. And she kind of handled, a lot of the back end stuff that I didn't have time to do. And once she left, I thought, it's time. Now's the time. So I actually stepped away from being behind the chair, and it was so sad to lose my clients, but I matched them up with other people within the salon who I thought would be a great fit. I love my clients. I miss them, but I still get to see them. So that's what the beauty of is I still get to see them. I still get to, hey, can I get you anything? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, I see you're growing your hair out. So we still get to talk. We still get to have that relationship. It's just a different relationship now. And I really get to spend my time helping my stylists grow and growing the business. So again, kind of back to the systems that we use, the systems that Summit has helped us implement, those all take place when I'm not in the salon. And so I don't have to be there constantly overseeing everybody nitpicking, and like, they know what they need to be doing. We track everything, so we know. And so that's kind of afforded me the ability to grow the company and to help them grow. So I think, I don't know, I guess that's the secret sauce.
I love it. No, I was telling, one of my sayings is the essence of a great idea is it's simple, it's simplicity, and this idea that you're sharing with us tonight is simply genius because it's something that's understandable. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. Like, to step out from behind the chair and to kind of transition. Yeah, I mean, you had to walk through the fear that a lot of people will not walk through that fear. They'll say, nope, the fear is too great. Whatever I'm going to sacrifice for not walking through it, I'll sacrifice it. You walked through it, got on the other side, and now it's almost like you pass a Rubicon and you don't have to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And Michaela held my sweet hand the whole time. I don't know if I can do it. I mean, I guess, this I think is like probably more geared towards salon owners. And for salon owners, I would say you can do it. You can do it. You're going to be fine. And you get to, the best thing about being a salon owner is you get to work with people who you love because you create your team. And it makes it amazing to go to work every day when you love your team.
Well, we're running over, and I never run over, but your narrative was so interesting that I wanted to capture as much of it. I'm going to ask you to promise that you'll do two things. One, come back for an encore, and like you said, when you come back, let's talk about what you're doing with social media, because I think that's another place that you're pushing the envelope. And then number two, this year I'm doing just a lot of kind of multi-salon closed Zoominars that I call them, and we talk about this, but anytime somebody like you shows up for a few minutes and really tells your story, it's like proof that I'm not making these ideas up, that these are the ideas that are really part of kind of the post-COVID new breed of salon leadership. So would you consider accommodating me on those two requests?
Yes, I would love that.
All right. Well, listen, this was just I just love your energy. I love your persona. I can see why your people do really, really well for themselves and you. It's part of the culture. It's part of the sauce.
Definitely. And it didn't happen overnight. I think it didn't happen overnight. And I think that was the hardest part. But then you get there, and then it's like, this is so good.
Yeah, time is the last ingredient, and sometimes time takes time. But you were just there walking through it. So, extraordinary interview, my friend. We're gonna give it up for Miss Rachel Voss one more time, you guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you. I'll be in touch.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Fine. That was, I think that was pretty freaking awesome, you guys. I heard a lot tonight. I just, first of all, I think one of the big steps for her is, stepping out from behind the chair and walking through whatever she walked through. And, one of people of our community, whenever Grace Ann Blake says something, she says, thank you so freaking much. So she was touched and inspired by Rachel Voss, as we all were. So yeah, it was an amazing conversation. So this will live on this page. We will edit it. We'll put it back. It'll be put in a micro learning. But I've changed up a lot of my page names to just kind of keep things evolving. You're on, the page you're on tonight is a Facebook page, and it's Michael Cole Millionaire Mindset. This is the conversation in Search of Awesome was tonight, and so one of the places you can come for a rewatch is this page. there's another Instagram page. Many of you know my original Instagram page was hacked and nuked, and I'm still trying to get Instagram to relaunch it. So pray for me. But we have Michael Cole, millionaire stylist, as well. This interview will be pared down to a micro learning and put on that page as well. So make that note. I'm also now on TikTok, and I am hanging out a lot on Clubhouse. So Clubhouse has become kind of one of my many incubators. I engage in conversations where ideas that I see happening are kind of being born. And Lori Foodens is on tonight. Her and I have had some great conversations on Clubhouse. If you're not on there, DM me, and I'll send you an invite. I'd love to, have you in our Clubhouse. And then YouTube as well. All of the content that we record gets edited and refined, and that is put on Michael Cole Summit. So there you have it. If you're not a member of SummitSalon365.com, that's the latest, greatest. I call it production value video, and I just put a big piece of content on that website called Top 20 Wellness. Emotional wellness, mental wellness, relationship wellness, mindfulness, and we continue to add to that. That's a subscription site, but it's something that you can watch, 24/7, 365. So take us up on the offer. I think you'll enjoy it. Our .com is summitsalon.com for all of our resources as well. Set a virtual coaching session, virtual consultation, and talk to our coaches, because more and more of our consulting now is happening online. I think even though we're coming on the back end of COVID, people are saying, gee, I can have every bit of experience as I get in real time. I can have it online, but it doesn't come with a lot of the movement. So, stay tuned, more will be revealed. If you're not on our tracking apps, get on our tracking apps. We have brand new calculators that will be we're featuring on my Instagram pages as well. All of the calculators now are gamified. So go on Michael Cole Millionaire Mindset on Instagram and hit my link tree, and you'll see some really cool calculators. So that's something brand new, and we'll chat with you about that. Our exclusive business partner, we are powered by L'Oreal Professional Products. These are L'Oreal's brands: Biolage, Pulp Riot, Kerastase, Pureology, L'Oreal Professional, Redken, Shoe, Matrix, Mazzani, and of course their educational salon Emotion. So we always thank them, because their financial support affords us the opportunity to continue to bring this to you, compliments them. So please, when you support them, it goes a long way. It was a good evening tonight. I'm going to let all you guys get back to your knitting, and stay tuned. We have more great stuff coming your way. Doing a big project for Redken called Who Moved My Shears? The surviving and thriving in the post-COVID mega digital age of disruption. And if you're interested in that, talk to your Redken people, because that's being launched in June. So at any rate, good show, and we'll see you next. Have a good evening.